Hi Aquarius, I hope you guys are doing great today. Welcome to your deep love read. I haven't done these in a minute and a lot of people have been asking, so sorry about that. Let's get into them now. I'm going to be doing 3 different types of relationships: singles, those of you who are partnered, those of you who are in separation. I'm going to timestamp the partnered in separation in the description box below. You'll also find a 20% off coupon codes for my June and July specials as far as my reading goes, for those of you who are interested in doing that and working with me privately. And also, I'm not going to be incorporating too much astrology the way I typically do. Just because I want to just stick with the straight energies. I do want you to know, though, that, regarding anything having to do with this, Venus is in your 6th house. Really nice energy for your day-to-day experience. Uranus in your 4th house. You have Saturn in your 1st. That's that square, Saturn-Uranus square that we've all been talking about. And having Saturn in your 1st house is not easy, right? Because it's about restriction and it's about feeling held back and things taking forever to move forward, and really can indicate that level of restriction in any area of your life, right? So I'm just throwing it out there. But let's get into our single friends first, okay? So we're going to first pull some Divine Energy Oracle, and then we're going to just pull clarifiers just to get a lay of the land first. Then I'll get into pulling a Celtic Cross spread. So let's pull a couple of Healing Yourself Reading Oracles by Ina Segal. And then we'll just bring all of these ideas together. Teachable are you, victim consciousness and alchemy. Okay, and finally, wisdom of the oracle. Okay, maybe these want to come out. Observer. Higher power, very nice. Okay, and let's pull a few clarifiers from the Tarot de la Nuit. All right, admit your vulnerabilities. How teachable are you and why? All right, looking at that. Looks like that area has to be looked at for you. So we have first up, admit your vulnerabilities. That's clarified by how teachable are you? Thinking about where you're vulnerable in relationship. Having, again, because this is going to have to do with relationship. Where are those vulnerabilities? Why do you feel vulnerable? Not always the easiest thing to look at the why. Is it from a past relationship? Is it from your childhood? Any sort of unhealed issues? Anything like that. But it's worth, it seems like, looking at why those things go on. And then we have the Death card. And the Death card really is about recognizing that way of thinking, that stuff, whatever it is that's been getting in your way, it's time to release that. It's time for changes and transformation and moving on from that. Whatever was before, it's time to rebirth yourself in a new way. It's a beautiful energy, really. Okay, beautiful. But it's in the recognition of understanding why it is that you feel vulnerable in relationship. And we have reach for the stars. Clarified by victim consciousness, clarified by observe. So observe and pay attention to where you feel like things have happened in the past, in past relationships, where you feel like at the end of the day, you ended up not being treated as fairly as you would have liked, that you feel like you deserved. Guys, just victim consciousness gets a bad rap. Sometimes we have to recognize where we were victims to a situation, where we did take the chance and did believe in something at one point. But then we ended up on the lousy end of it. So what happened there? Recognizing the why, and then looking at and observing, though, what went on? How did things play out? Why did they play out in that way? In order for you to have the relationship that you ultimately want, this is really about recognizing why things haven't worked out in the past, where you allowed yourself to maybe be a victim in something, right? And just understand that. And we have the beautiful 3 of Wands. This is a great energy, the 3 of Wands. It is one of the good fortune cards. This is about moving forward. So guys, this has to do with some of you maybe meeting, really forming some sort of very important relationship in your life. You're moving on to realize plans, but it's a moving on that means you're turning your back on the past. You can't tell in this particular card, but if you think about, those of you who know the tarot, if you think about the 3 of Wands and like the traditional Rider-Waite, you don't even see the guy's face. You only see his back because he's literally turning his back on the past. This is Sun and Aries energy. The Sun is about focus. Aries is about fresh path, new perspective. It's a new start. So, pay attention to where that new beginning is coming, recognizing whatever you've been through in the past. You don't want to repeat those things, right? So sometimes it's just enough to recognize that. Have faith in the idea of alchemy. Have faith in the idea of blending with somebody else. Have faith in what is alchemy in relationship. It's recognizing what you need, what somebody else needs, and what a situation needs. It's recognizing that something much larger is at play here. Higher power, typically I get very strong from this. Like somebody may have passed over that either has your back, loves you very much. Somebody is watching out for you. We have the Hangman energy. So the Hangman is Neptune. So you just might be feeling very, very confused over what is going on right now in your life. You feel like something larger than yourself is at play. You may be very, very in tune with that. Like serendipitous things are happening. Things are either happening or not happening in a weird way where you're vibing. And a lot of times during eclipse season, we tend to feel that way anyway, which, by the way, that's why I'm not giving a date to this reading, because we're in the middle of eclipse season. These energies are going to be rolling out over the next 3 to 6 months, so I don't see the point in assigning a specific date. So anyway, whenever you get drawn to this video. But the Hangman energy, again, is this. You may have feelings for somebody right now, Aquarius, where you're not sure if the energies are reciprocated. What is their intention with you? You may have somebody in your space that you know has feelings for you. You're not quite sure how you feel about them. They might be in the space of waiting to find out. But it's this energy of not knowing and wondering if whatever it is that you're doing right now, is it worth it? So, because this is a general message. Is it worth staying single and not opening yourself up to somebody? Is it worth it in the long run? Are you going to sacrifice the joy that you can potentially feel in a relationship by playing it safe and not allowing yourself to open up to somebody new? For those of you who maybe are in communication with somebody, are you in the space of waiting for them to ask you out? Or are you very sort of let's just say confused about how you feel about them, to the point where you're like, I don't know if I want to get into it, because then I feel like I'm going to end up on the lousy end of the stick again. I'm going to end up martyring what it is that I really want, need, and desire. So you may be in that space. It doesn't mean this is not a decision energy, the Hangman. The Hangman is confusion. It's Neptune. It's not being able to see things very clearly right now. And that could have everything to do with the energies that are going on. I mean, the day of this reading, we have the Saturn-Uranus square. This is the second of 3 for this year, and this is the most powerful one. So very page-turning energy that we're experiencing right now, on top of Mercury still being retrograde. There's just a lot of stuff going on. It just is. All right, so let's see what we got for a Celtic cross spread for you guys. Okay. Celtic cross spread for those of our Aquarius friends who are single, ready to mingle. 7 of Pentacles being crossed by the moon. Yeah, I mean, it does seem like you get the Hangman again, but reverse. See, the situation right now, we have the 7 of Pentacles, which is great energy because it's about being very patient, putting time and putting energy into something that you're not even quite sure what that means. Some of you could be into a connection that you're experiencing right now. Maybe you met somebody online, or maybe you met somebody through friends, whatever it is, but it would be at the very, very beginning stages of it. But what's challenging that patience is the energy of the past, right? So the moon is about the past. It is about confusion and disappointment in relationships. You did feel very let down by somebody, and there's this lack of trust that at this point that relationships could actually work out in a way that you feel comfortable with right now. And I totally get that. So it does seem like there was some sort of negative situation that you went through that made you kind of question things. But coming into this energy, we have the 6 of Wands. And this is about sharing feelings, them being well received, positive communication. I feel like this is All right, if you're resonating with this, Aquarius, I feel like there is somebody that you're speaking to. You might not be full-blown like in a relationship so that you still consider yourself single, but I feel like there is an energy here and it's a positive vibe, and you want to be patient with the connection. Maybe there's a reason why you guys can't be in a relationship straight up right now, but you're also sort of dealing with this kind of having a crisis of faith. How's that? Right? I just kind of feel like that is it too, where you have this sense of emotional vulnerability, and it could have everything to do with past experiences. But we have as the crowning energy here, we have the strength energy, which is Leo, and Leo is the landlord of the 5th house, which is the house of falling in love, love affairs, and romance, right? And it's this need to sort of balance out something within yourself. Something's going to go really well here. There's attraction here. There's attraction for sure. But I feel like there's something that needs to be balanced out within you. Now, we have the 5 of Swords. So we have this clash of desires and reality, right? Here. So there might be something going on in your life right now where you would really like things to be a particular way, but the reality is not delivering that. So for some of you, if you are in communication with somebody else, you would like more with them, but it's just not happening yet. Others of you, you just want to be in a relationship, but for some reason you're not meeting the people, it's not happening yet. But for others of you, it really could just be through circumstance. For example, like let's just say however you would normally meet people, maybe at work or through school or something like that, and maybe not everybody's back yet in that, in whatever it is that you're involved in. You know what I mean? It's because it's like the reality of something is inhibiting you from being able to have what it is that you really want, sort of thing. That's that 5 of Swords energy. Now we have you as the Chariot. You're ready to get away from anything that's been toxic. You're ready to move in a positive direction. You're ready. And you're ready for things to happen rather quickly, right? But then we have surrounding you, we have this Hangman reverse energy. So this is just something to keep in mind, right? Because you might need to reevaluate your expectations and see if what you want to do or what you expect within the realm of a relationship is a realistic possibility. You want to make sure that you don't adopt any kind of really rigid thinking or any sort of like that martyr energy, that martyrdom energy, right? You might be dealing with somebody who might be you might be experiencing this with as well. But you want to see if some kind of fantasy or false narrative isn't being held on to right now when it comes to getting into a relationship. Just look over whatever it is that you're feeling with a lot of honesty right now and see if you can't liberate yourself from that situation so that you're ultimately going to be able to give yourself what it is that you want. Because some of you, with the 6 of Swords in your challenge, you might be having a hard time moving away from something, right? You might have some sort of unrealistic expectations about something or person. Some of you may be not wanting to, because who wants to do this? Some of you may be unintentionally living in the past. This is very in your psychology though. This is not in the 3D. But we have a really good conversation coming up here. I got to tell you, 2 of Cups. This is not you by yourself. This is a mutually supportive energy here. This is a new relationship for those of you who are single. This is a positive proposal coming in. Being able to nurture a relationship in a really nice way. And then we have the beautiful 3 of Pentacles. Very nice. I like it. Mars and Capricorn. This is about collaborating with somebody and working on a relationship. So I feel like even though you got just Aquarius, you guys have so much cool energy happening here. What I feel. So let's just get some information behind that 3 of Pentacles. So we have the Death card. We have the 2 of Swords. We have the Hierophant. We have the Page of Swords. We have the 8 of Pentacles. We have the King of Wands. We have the Knight of Wands. Okay, wow. This is nice. All right, so I feel like something happened in the past. Okay, whatever. I don't want to labor on this energy because I feel like this was something that you were working through getting past, right? The death card is Scorpio. It's all about endings and beginnings. It's transition. But I feel like whatever you were coming out of or whatever was still on your soul from the past, you still sort of had this in your energy, right? And you had to think about getting into this new relationship. Because you're in the space of being an emotional stalemate, but you need to actually make the decision. You want to protect yourself, but you also want to be in a relationship. You want to protect yourself and you want to release whatever energy is from your past, but you want to get into a new relationship. So it's that kind of thing. And the thing is, you just have to be really honest with yourself. You have to be communicative with it. Swords are air and it's communication. Just recognize which path is going to actually give you what it is that you want. Because at the end of the day, Aquarius, some of you want to get married. Hierophant is a marriage card. Or maybe you don't want to get married at all because you guys are Aquarians. You're ruled by Uranus, and Uranus is always about doing things unconventionally, non-traditionally. So some of you might just want that commitment. There are expectations, though, that you have. There is some sort of belief system that you want to conform to within a relationship. And the big thing here is that you're going to be able to meet somebody that is in alignment with your belief system. We get the Page of Swords. This indicates a new cycle. Swords are communication. Some sort of useful information is going to be coming into you. And this is some sort of offer. This is like, come on, you want to go out. You want to have dinner. I feel the same way about you. Whatever it is, right? And the Eight of Pentacles is all about mastering something. And recognizing that something needs a very logical and diligent approach, right? Very logical and diligent is the energy here. But it's about 8 is the number of mastery and figuring out what's necessary in order to make something work. Now we have the King of Wands. It doesn't have to be perfect. Express your feelings, express your ideas, express what it is that you want, you want to put out there, but don't allow the idea of perfectionism to get in your way. You don't have to be perfect. Nothing has to be perfect. Nothing has to be perfect. And the thing is, Aquarians more than any other sign will recognize that, I feel like. It's because Aquarian energy, air energy in general, is just very, very kind of go with the flow. And if somebody's like a little quirky and different, all the better, right, for an Aquarius energy. But a lot of times, Aquarian energies, this is what I find. Now, this is not like documented anywhere. This is my own experience, just working with so many in private readings and stuff with Aquarians. Aquarians also very often feel very sensitive about other people viewing them as different, right? And so it gets into the space where if they really want something to work, you may feel hypersensitive to the idea that you are typically, now I'm not even going to say treated different, but considered very different or very quirky. You might just not want to deal with that for a minute. So, whatever. You bring you do you. You're perfect the way you are. And they don't have to be perfect either, right? It really is about that. And then we have the Knight of Wands energy. This is a nice energy because this is about an offer coming in and things speeding up. Moving forward, moving forward, moving forward. You might be meeting this Knight of Wands energy, somebody who's very creative, very innovative, very motivating. They're very communicative. They have a lot of stories to tell, very accepting of people. They might make snap judgment about people based on first impressions, but they're very accepting at the same time. They'd be very charismatic. But it is about blocks being lifted as well, things moving quickly. So to me, I see you guys working through some issues from the past, opening yourself up to somebody new, being very communicative about what you need, and it going really well. But I see things sort of kind of happening quickly, things happening quickly, coming in quickly, happening quickly. Okay, so that is for our single friends. All right, let's go into partnered. Partnered Aquarius friend. Speak up. Raise your vibration. Refine your attention. It's always funny for an Aquarius to get. Aquarians are great. My twin boys are Aquarius risings, and they're very true to that. Very true to that. And they're great boyfriends and all of that. But the girls do say, it's this the like cool disconnect, right, that Aquarians have is just because you're in your head a lot. You guys are so smart, and you also like your freedom. So it's just very interesting here. Let's see what else we get. I want to pull another oracle. Let me just pull one of these. Speak up. Speak up and chop wood. That's interesting because those are sort of like opposite. Let's see what we get here. Rejection, sexuality, cycles. Okay. Okay. So we have speak up and chop. So speak up obviously means speak up, right? Speak your mind. Chop wood means, though, don't act on anything. This is a lack of action. Doesn't mean you can't speak, but it's like a lack of action. Speak up and there being a lack of action because there's something that's been rejected. So maybe it was something that you guys wanted to do together as a couple, buy a house, buy a business, have a baby, get married, something, but like for some reason you couldn't. Or this could have literally to do with something that you felt like rejected within the relationship. But because rejection is being clarified by the Two of Wands, and the Two of Wands is all about making plans and moving forward, it has to do with partnership, kind of really trying to maximize something within the relationship. So also, and I want to say this for some of you, even though you're partnered, there may have been some sort of situation where there was a third party coming in that nobody acted on, that third party was rejected, somebody that was met through work or friends, but there being communication about it and just open honesty. But I'm not feeling like anybody did anything. All right, so that's going to resonate with somebody. But others of you could just literally have to do with a plan that you guys had cooking right now about what it is that you wanted to do. Because the Two of Wands really is plans. And we have rejection as being clarified by that. So we have raise your vibration. And then we have to the sea. To the sea is very much staying in the moment. Don't worry about the future so much. Don't worry about the past so much. Kind of stay in the moment, right? She's just hanging here on top of her emotions, reading a book. She could look in the past, she could look in the future, but she's deciding to just sort of sit on top of the nice calm emotions here. Raising the vibrations, staying in the moment. We have sexuality, and then we have Two of Cups. Hello, these are nice energies, let me tell you. First of all, sexuality and sexual arts in this particular spread, in this particular deck, it has more to do with being able to get in touch with your vulnerability. What I mean by that is how you allow yourself to be vulnerable within intimacy. The sexual energies in this deck, they mean less to do with the actual act of sex and what it represents. The connection, the soul connection, all of that. What does all of that mean? Allowing the vulnerability, allowing yourself to go there. Really beautiful, mutually supportive energy. Beautiful. It's almost like a page-turning energy here, I feel like, in your relationship. Things have been difficult, definitely things harmonizing now, you guys being in a very beautiful, nurturing relationship. And this is going to definitely impact the energy of the intimacy. It's almost like, sometimes in a relationship, you get so busy with life, you get so busy planning and running and doing and this and that, you get very caught up in other things. And here I feel like to raise your vibration, just stop in the moment, live in the moment, focus on your intimacy, focus on vulnerability, focus on being mutually supportive and nurturing your relationship pragmatically, in different ways, right? And through intimacy is just another way that we show how we care. So we have refine your attention, recognize that there is a change in the wind. Everything is made up of cycles. Allow the cycle. You guys may have a little argument, though, about what this means. I don't mind the Five of Wands. A lot of times we just need to have these little sniffs, because this is about battle of wills, lack of agreement, strong opinions, fighting to be heard. No, we have to do it this way, we have to do it that way. So you got to figure out what matters in your relationship, and what do you guys want to actually focus your energies on. The feeling I'm getting here from the cards is that you guys may not be giving your attention to the same exact things. You guys might have your focus each of you focus is diverted in different spaces. Not the end of the world, but it seems like you guys have to have this change in the wind, recognize cycles of something. There's got to be some change. Something needs changing. Something needs addressing. But you guys have to be on the same page in order to have it go successfully. But I'm getting a nice energy here, though. A coming together, not a coming apart kind of energy. Five of Wands. I don't really care about that too much. As a reader, it's a minor arcana. And it's an argument, come on, we're doing relationship reads. Of course there's going to be an argument. That's part of it. All right, so let's pull Celtic cross spread. But there's got to be a meeting of the minds, because the Saturn and Leo, it's like everybody's fighting to have their own, and everybody, but the two of you are fighting to sort of have your own way. And there's got to be some sort of compromise. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I mean, you guys might literally be trying to plan something moving forward. And you guys can't agree. We get Temperance reverse for you. You really don't want to agree. All right. Let's see what's going on here. So we have the Knight of Cups coming into this energy. This is a proposal. Very emotional time within the relationship. Very emotional time. But you're being very open to, really being loving in the relationship. You're trying very hard not to be judgmental of a situation, trying to just be very open, okay? Very nice energy there, for sure. Now, the situation right now, we have the Four of Wands. So the Four of Wands is, Four of Swords, rather. The Four of Swords is, it's a stepping back for a different perspective and just trying to figure out a different strategy. So this really does, to me, I feel like this kind of goes in alignment with that Five of Wands that just came up in the previous spread. So the Four of Swords is like trying to figure out a better strategy for moving forward regarding whatever situation you guys are dealing with. The issue might be money. The issue might be something having to do with family, property. You guys might be arguing about a new home, selling your home, buying a home, something within family, something having to do with inheritance, something to do with supporting each other, either physically or financially. Could be anything having to do with that. But this is a beautiful energy because at the end of the day, it is you guys having each other's back. So it seems like something needs to be worked out in that area. How could you guys be more supportive of each other? Having to do with that property, that family, that inheritance, that connection, whatever it is. How could you guys help each other out in a better way? Now we have the Knight of Swords here. So the Knight of Swords, this can be an expect the unexpected kind of energy. Unpredictable, cyclical roller coaster energy, highs and lows, sudden truths coming out, sudden realizations. Underlying conflicts being brought out into the light. And that could be really a big relief for a lot of you. For others of you, it could be really confusing. It's like, wait a minute, I didn't know you felt like that. What do you mean? That kind of thing. Or, oh, why didn't you tell me sooner? That kind of thing. But it's definitely like an expect the unexpected. And then we have a King of Wands energy. This is another energy where it's like, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect. We got this for the singles as well, right? This is a good energy to express your ideas. Go after what it is that you want. You're feeling very strongly about something. Don't allow perfectionism to get in the way. You're bringing everything that you need to the table. You're feeling very strong that you want to be a free spirit. And I honestly, I get it. I mean, and I want to just throw this out there. The fact that you're an Aquarius, okay, the fact that you have Saturn in your first house, you're feeling very restricted. The fact that you're an Aquarius ruled by Uranus, and Uranus right now is in your fourth house of home and what you need to feel grounded, rooted, and safe and secure. That's your ruler. That's you. That's where you want to feel liberation. You want to feel freedom. You want to feel free where you live. You want to feel free in being able to exercise whatever it is that you feel like you need. having to do with this whole idea of either home literal or home metaphorical, feeling grounded, rooted, safe, and secure. And so it's this wanting to be this free spirit. So you have to really communicate what it is that you want. And we have the temperance reverse, which is about imbalance and there being a lack of cooperation and unfairness. Now, this could be you being this way, or this could be what you're experiencing, right? Within the relationship, at home, or regarding finances, where you feel like you might be putting a lot of work into something that's just not working for you. And you might be feeling challenged by something that needs to change. And there's a stress of something that's been kind of building up from the past that's currently impacting your life right now. But difficult memories of the past, or difficult memories of the way things had been, might sort of be haunting you right now, you know? And you feel this need to defend yourself with the Seven of Wands, Mars and Leo. It's like, you know that there are obstacles right now, right? You're willing to fight for the relationship. You want to be in this. It's not like you don't. But you're in this space, Mars and Leo. It's like you're saying, this is literally what I need. You need to hear what I'm saying, right? And you're not doing it in a way where it's selfish. You're doing it in a way where it's like you're being just super honest, right? The challenge here, though, is the Nine of Swords for you. You know, and this is a challenge. This is anxiety, you know, this is overwhelm, depression maybe. It's not responding well to the stress of the situation because you're having a hard time figuring out a solution. You know, you're having a hard time figuring out the solution. And we have the Nine of Coins here, you know, and this is about comfort, accomplishment, success in whatever it is that you're independently trying to put forward, right? This is working on yourself, though, being true to yourself, right? 9 is the number of productivity. It's integrating your body, mind, and spirit. It's recognizing what you need, what you want, need, and desire. And you can't get away from it. You can't act like this is not something that you need. But it's creating confusion for you. Because the Hangman's very confusing. It just is, you know. You might be in a position where you feel like you're kind of waiting around for something to happen, and you're waiting around to see if your partner feels the same way about something as you, and you're just waiting. You know, this is a waiting energy, right? But you're wondering, like, you know, if I keep waiting, is it ever going to happen? Am I going to end up sacrificing what it is that I want, need, and desire? Am I going to have to martyr myself to make this work? Like, I don't know. You know, this could also indicate a delay for you guys having something to do with home or a remodel or a sale. And you're trying to find a creative solution to whatever it is going on here. But you really want to listen to your intuition and see if your belly isn't maybe telling you some sort of idea or some sort of solution that you can implement. You know? But especially because it's Uranus is in your 4th, I feel like something having to do with the home for a lot of you. So we have the Page of Cups, okay. Hierophant, 2 of Cups. Oh, wow. Okay. Very nice. All right. So we have the Page of Cups, a new offers coming in. Some sort of good news is coming in. Some sort of good news having to do with some sort of emotional aspect of your life. So new home, family, something, whatever. There's some sort of new potential that's going to have a positive emotional impact on you two. I don't know, maybe the Page of Cups is, you know, saying, hey, let's get married, let's move in together, let's have a baby, whatever. We have the Hierophant here, which is about, it's a marriage energy. It's committed partnerships. It's celebrating the sacred in relationship. This could also indicate a possible expansion of property, you know, something like that. And we have the 2 of Cups energy, another beautiful, mutually supportive energy. Things getting better, right? After a difficult time. Things are difficult between you two. But really, really positive communication. My goodness, you got the 2 best cards in the deck here. Right, for this wrap-up spread here. The Sun is beautiful. I mean, there's nothing negative at all. This is growing a beautiful connection. More specifically, what does the Sun do? The Sun provides us with the vitamins and the light that we need to grow things, right? In a very practical way. So that's basically what the Sun is here. It's not that everything's going to be instantly perfect. It's that the sun is going to put all the tools in your toolbox that you're going to need in order to make something work. Now we have then the moon card. The moon rules Cancer. Cancer is the 4th house. The moon is the ruler of the 4th house. So keeping with that Uranus energy in your 4th, but the moon also is just kind of working through some sort of confusion and disappointment. If you feel let down in the relationship, but having communication about that, you know, in an attempt to problem solve. Now, you and your partner may be realizing that you're feeling very disillusioned about where you're living right now, or you're having second thoughts about a move or a home improvement project that's turning out to be a lot more costly maybe than you originally thought. But on the upside, you may intuitively find something that you thought was lost, that you and your partner thought was lost. So that could literally be an element within your relationship that you felt like something was lost, you know, or you guys can literally find something that you lost out in the 3D. But what we have, when we have the Six of Swords, this could be literally moving. Again, sticking with that energy, I feel like for some of you, you're going to be resonating with it like this. But it's also moving on to manifest. And it's moving away from toxicity. And it's giving each other some space. But it's not, it's a minor arcana, but it's moving on to manifest something. And it's detaching from anything that's been negative, right? But then we have the World, lesson learned. Beautiful, beautiful. I mean, we want a Saturn energy because this is a long-lasting energy. It's about completion of a cycle, right? Happiness, fulfilling and loving relationship as a result of a lesson learned. So beautiful. Can't have a better closing energy than that. Having gone through something, you learned your lesson, it ends beautifully. I like it. For those of you who are partnered. Okay, so let's discuss those of you who are in separation now. So we're going to start with the in separation oracles. Get an idea what's going on here. Let's pull all the cards and we'll see what we have. Somebody stalking somebody. I feel like they're stalking you online or something. Asking around about you. Okay. Too many. Time passes, but my feelings don't change, even though you no longer trust me with your heart. That's being clarified by sunglasses, watching and looking, stalking, perception, focusing out. But this is also a gaslighting energy. So some of you may have dealt with some gaslighting from this person. Gaslighting is when you know something happened in reality and they're like, no, I never did that. No, you did that. No, that's not how that went. What are you talking about? So that could be a little confusing, right? But yet this person is very, very attracted to you. I'm insanely attracted to you. Then we have the Queen of Swords. Somebody's trying to figure out the psychological motivation of what's going on with you right now. I am feeling like very much asking around, stalking you, trying to figure out what's really going on here. You brought out the best in me. I came alive in your presence, and that's being clarified by the clock. Needs time, takes time, time in cycles, time to heal and progress. I'm so insecure that I'm in constant need of external validation. I know it's messed up, but it's why I do what I do. And then we have the Seven of Wands, which is Mars and Leo defending themselves. Who's felt the need to defend themselves. I'm vibing somebody who's not very emotionally intelligent. Not that they're not smart. I'm not saying that. But meaning like, and I know cross watchers aren't going to like that I said that. I'm sorry, but that's what I'm getting. The energies could always be vice versa. So if you're cross watching, you know damn well that's not you. Then maybe it's the other way around, whatever it is. But that's the energy I'm getting here. I want to hold you again. I need to feel your body next to mine. And that's being clarified by healing heart. Healing from heartbreak. And that is clarified by, please stop blaming me for everything. We are both wrong. And then we have the Five of Pentacles, which is just feeling very lonely. Lots of pain in the aftermath of the breakup. They have more support than they realize, but it's not the kind of support they want because it's not you. I just feel like a big misunderstanding here. So this person, it seems like, really wants to be with you. They want to hold you. They want to love you. They feel like you blame them for everything. But that's just their perspective. You know, I don't know. Let's see what's really going on here. See the situation here. Five of Swords. Eight of Swords. Okay. Yeah. So nobody's happy here. Nobody's happy about the separation. Okay. Yeah. I mean, Aquarius, like, seriously, if somebody was dishonest with you and, like, if they don't want to see it, that's really their thing. I mean, the Six of Pentacles is, I have your back, you have mine. This has to do with, like, helping each other out, like family, right? This, like, generosity, kind of supportive energy. Helping each other out, kind of in that way, right? Being there for each other. But right now, we have this Five of Swords energy, and it's being challenged by the Eight of Swords. So Five of Swords is this, having this clash of desire and reality, and this tension and this ongoing conflict that you're not going to win. This isn't you. Like, whatever's going on here, the main issue with what's gone on here was not on your end. It's not to say that you did nothing wrong, but it's, you can't mitigate something that's gone on with them. It's better to just deal with your anger and your disappointment for the time. But you're having a hard time doing that. The Eight of Swords, because you just feel sort of trapped in the situation, thinking things are never going to get better. It's like you're in separation and you have these feelings for this person, but you just don't trust them. And you don't trust them because, look, when we go to foundation energy, we have the Seven of Swords, which is about dishonesty, overstepping boundaries, somebody being selfish here. And you just sort of like, all right, I have to make plans and move on. I have to move forward, right? Some of you are going to be like, all right, I have two aspects to this that I can consider. Moving on with somebody else or waiting around for this to be fixed. What am I going to do? And a lot of you may be meeting somebody new through work or friends, but it's working through some sort of dishonest situation. And we got the Three of Wands, and this is a very good energy card. This is you moving on, just to realize plans in a different way other than you are. Like, I just feel like, right, I mean, this is minor arcana, so it could still change, nothing in stone here. But it does seem like you're being kind of called forth by somebody, right? But this is the thing. The energy that's surrounding you is the Knight of Pentacles. So you don't want to waste your time with anybody in all of this. You may be in separation where you're meeting somebody new, or I'm getting two things here. Hold on a second. Let me just execute that first one. You might be meeting somebody new who seems like a really good person, but it's like not your person, where you feel the sense of lack. So you're going to have to decide if you really want to continue with that energy. Like, are you moving on with somebody just because this thing didn't work out and you want to be with somebody, you know what I mean, where you feel the sense of lack. Maybe they're not very exciting, or they're not very interesting, or you really don't have as much in common as you would like to, right? Some of you are going to be resonating with it like that. But others of you may be recognizing that the person that you're in situation with is lacking something. And whatever that is, maybe it's honesty, because we got the Seven of Swords. Maybe there's something like you want to trust them, but you just can't. You just can't. There's something going on there that you just can't. Now, that something missing could just be whatever it is, look, no one has everything, right? I mean, it's ridiculous. So of course there's always going to be a little something missing, but it's something that really matters to you. That's the distinguishable characteristic. And right now you're just really working on, and this is your challenge though, right? The Eight of Pentacles is the energy of mastery and figuring out what it is that you want. You're trying to figure this out. This is in your inner psychology. You're trying to have a very logical and diligent approach to the whole thing, but it's not easy. Because this is an emotional thing for you. Because at the same time, you feel this very strong desire to protect yourself. That you're very focused on your security and self-protection. Now, some of you, this could have to do with money. Others of you, it doesn't have anything to do with money. It has to do with you just feeling very protective of yourself within the relationship because you don't want to be hurt. Right? We have the final outcome card here is the Hierophant energy, which has to do with, you know, commitment. I mean, marriage, committed partnership. But it's like a belief system here too, in a very practical and pragmatic way. It's Taurus energy. So 4 of Swords, 5 of Cups, Knight of Wands, 4 of Wands, Death and Rebirth, 6 of Cups, Hangman, Strength. All right, well, okay, so what I'm getting here is, right now, 4 of Swords is a separation card, right? I mean, this is, you guys are in separation. And there's this attempt to get a different perspective on things, right? This attempt to get a different perspective. There's definitely the sadness. Sadness. You guys did not feel ready to end the relationship. You aren't ready. You can deal with it. You can be able to assimilate the stress and the sadness and all of that in order to move forward. But something ended before you felt fully ready for it to end. We have the Knight of Wands energy. And this is about events speeding up, blocks being lifted. So they're just being this sort of feeling very passionate and very motivated about, I mean, we go from the 5 of Cups to the Knight of Wands. Knights come in and announce things, right? So this is about whatever block is going on that's keeping you guys in separation. It's going to be lifted and decisions are going to be coming in. Decision that you've been waiting for. Either a decision that you've been waiting to make or that you've been waiting for them to reach out for you. And then we have the 4 of Wands, which is the honeymoon energy. So this is, you know, this is feelings being shared, open heart, you know, expressions of love, affection, all of that. Really nice, strong foundation energy. And then we have the Death and Rebirth card. So something has to totally be done the way it was in order for it to be transformed. And there's got to be some sort of harmony gained here. Especially for whoever has suffered any sort of mistreatment. Maybe you both feel like you did. But things are going to be remedied here because it's a very harmonious energy. Even though initially you're not going to be sure how to handle that. With the Hangman energy, again, this is another pause energy. And feeling like, all right, look, I want to be with you, I love you, but am I going to end up having to sacrifice what I want in order to be in this? So there's this need for balance. The Strength energy does mean that you guys have been tested. But things can be better, things can get better, things can improve, but there's a need for balance here. So somebody might need their ego stroked here as well. Got to look at the truth of the whole situation, though. I think the truth is really the best way to go here. Being really open and honest. It looks like that is the strategy here. Regardless, but it doesn't look like you guys are done. It doesn't look like that. So if you're in separation, it looks like there's going to be another ride at the rodeo. It does look like. So anyway, that is what I have for you, my friends. I hope this was helpful in some way. I hope you have a fantastic week, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.